Hi everybody, this is Joanna Baker, dietitian and registered nurse from Everyday Nutrition. And today we're talking about getting started on the low FODMAP diet. So just a little recap, FODMAPs are certain types of carbohydrates. They are in some people not digested properly in the small intestine. What this means is that they do not get absorbed into the body, they stay in the digestive tract, and as they move through the digestive tract, they can cause a few problems and a few gut upsets along the way. So FODMAPs are osmotic, meaning they draw water into the bowel, which can of course lead to diarrhea and bloating. FODMAPs also get fermented in the large intestine, and this fermentation creates gas and bloating. It irritates nerve endings and can affect how fast or how slow the bowel contracts and pushes things along. So if you are someone who's been suffering with gut problems, by that I'm talking about things like gas, bloating, wind, and changes in bowel movements, so diarrhea or constipation or alternation between the two, then you may have done a bit of research and heard about the low FODMAP diet and want to give this a go to see if it helps you. And look, the research is really great. This is a medical diet. It's actually proven to help 3 out of 4 people with these symptoms find a significant relief. So if you're wanting to give it a go, I don't blame you, but there's a few things that you do need to do before getting started. The first thing that we do recommend is going off to see your doctor. So there are other more sinister medical type things that can also cause these problems. And you really want to get those checked out. You want to get those excluded before changing your diet, because some of them will have different dietary interventions once we know what's actually involved. Now, if they come back all clear, then we know that you're medically healthy, but you've just got these symptoms. And that's usually when the low FODMAP diet comes along. Obviously, dietitians are the best source of information. Someone who's received extra training in FODMAPs, seeing your own dietitian is always going to be fantastic, because that's going to get you actually real personalized, tailored advice that suits you and your situation. If you're looking for a dietitian, sing out and let us know. We've got dietitians on our admin team who do distance consults. All our dietitians are FODMAP trained. We've also got group education sessions as well. So if you're wanting to do it in a group, then we can facilitate that too. But we want to talk about getting started. So the first thing that you're going to do, you're going to jump into either Google Play if you're on Android, you're going to jump into the App Store if you're on iPhone, and you're going to download the Monash app. This app does cost. It's depending on where you are in the world. It works out to about $10 or $12 Australian. But it is the holy grail and the Bible in terms of what foods are high FODMAP and what foods are low FODMAP. There are some other apps out there that are cheaper, or some of them are even free. The thing is, Monash do the research. All the other apps are relying on research from Monash. So seriously, go straight to the source. Monash have the most accurate and most comprehensive list. So that's the very first thing you're going to do, because this is the app that's going to tell you what's high FODMAP, what's low FODMAP, what you can eat, what you want to be avoiding. Once you've downloaded that, you're going to say, okay, how do I change my diet? Some of the things that I recommend doing is sit there and write a list of the foods that you're eating sort of regularly on a daily basis. Make a note of some of your favorite recipes. Then go through the app and work out whether what you're eating already is high FODMAP or low FODMAP. And if it's high FODMAP, look for another food in that food group, in that same food group, that's low FODMAP, and just do a simple swap. You're probably going to start with things like bread. So obviously wheat is a FODMAP, and one of the first things you're going to want to do is find a low FODMAP bread that you can eat. Now, regular wheat bread is low FODMAP at 1 slice. So if you're someone that's only eating 1 slice of bread at a time, then regular wheat bread is going to be a viable option for you, and you may not need to change that at all. If you're like me and you tend to eat, I'm a 2-slice girl, then you are going to want to change your bread. So what we can do, so spelt sourdough breads, wheat sourdough breads are low FODMAP at 2 slices. The reason for this is that the sourdough bacteria, during the processing time, that bacteria break down the FODMAPs in the wheat bread, and that gives us a larger serve size because it's lower in FODMAPs than it would have been before the sourdough proving time. So spelt or wheat sourdough are great choices. From a health point of view, these are probably the healthiest options too in terms of a low FODMAP diet. So all that bacteria do some really good things, and they're good for our digestive tract. They're good for our gut microbiome. They're also lower in GI, so it's a slower release of carbohydrates, which is great for that sort of prolonged energy. It's going to last you a little bit longer as well. We also have certified low FODMAP bread. So we've got the Baker's Delight low FODMAP loaf. We've got a Brumby's do a low FODMAP loaf. They're both in Australia. We've also got Alpine breads in some parts of Australia, and these are all low FODMAP as well. These breads have been either processed or the flours have been milled in a way that they are lower in FODMAPs. You'll see that they carry either the FODMAP friendly certification logo or the Monash certification logo. And you know that if they carry these logos, these breads have been to a laboratory, they've been tested, and they've been proven to be low FODMAP at 2 slices. So you can eat these breads with confidence at 2 slices that they are low FODMAP. We've also got gluten-free breads. Now, gluten itself is not a FODMAP. Gluten is the protein in wheat, barley, and rye. FODMAPs are the carbohydrate in wheat, barley, rye, and a lot of other foods as well. This means that they are 2 different molecules that often occur in the same products. So by choosing a gluten-free bread, you're also choosing a bread that is low in wheat, or it doesn't contain wheat, obviously, because it's gluten-free. So you're removing the wheat part of the FODMAPs from the equation. If you are choosing a gluten-free bread, you still will need to check for high FODMAP ingredients. Things like soy flour, lentil flour, besan flour, these are all gluten-free, but they're high FODMAP. Also, sometimes honey can be added to bread to sweeten it. Honey is obviously high FODMAP, and inulin is another sneaky one that often turns up in food processing. So if you're choosing a gluten-free bread, just make sure to check the ingredients list for those other high FODMAP ingredients. There are a couple of gluten-free breads that are low FODMAP certified. I can't pick them all off the top of my head, but I know the Genius range are low FODMAP. The Pure Bread range are low FODMAP. We've got one GF Precinct, which is also low FODMAP. So there's a few options there. If you are looking for a gluten-free option in your area, feel free to send me a message, ask me a question, and I will be happy to help you find one. So that's the bread situation. So once you've got your bread sorted out, you're already sort of halfway there. The next thing you want to be doing is looking for a low FODMAP milk option. So milk products, cheese and things like that. This is a core food group. It's really important. They contain protein, it contains calcium, it contains a range of vitamins, minerals and things like that that are really important for health and well-being. So we don't want to cut out dairy altogether, and on a low FODMAP diet we don't have to. So lactose is the natural sugar in milk and milk products, and it's lactose that is the FODMAP part. So if you're choosing lactose-free milk, lactose-free yogurt, lactose-free cream, lactose-free ice cream, then you're removing the FODMAP part of that. Obviously, lactose-free milk, it has an enzyme added to it that breaks down the lactose and makes it low FODMAP. So lactose-free cow's milk is the best nutritional replacement for regular milk. It's got all the same vitamins, minerals, calciums, proteins, and everything in it, but it's just had the lactose pre-digested for you, so you can comfortably drink that if you're lactose intolerant and on the elimination phase of the low FODMAP diet. If you're looking at things like yogurts and ice creams, sometimes these have other flavors and other sweeteners added. So make sure that you just check for those. Make sure that there's no inulins in there, there's no honeys. There is a lactose-free yogurt that's had pear juice added. So make sure you check for those sorts of things. The yogurts that I usually recommend, Chobani is a great choice. Now it's not a lactose-free option, but it's been made in the traditional Greek method where it's been strained, and that straining process lowers the lactose content. So Chobani is a great choice for that reason. Chobani Fit has had the lactase enzyme added and is low FODMAP. Baramba lactose-free is a good choice. Liddell's lactose-free is FODMAP certified, so that's a great choice as well. YoPro is another one that's got an extra bit of protein in it, so YoPro is a really great choice. It's also lactose-free and low FODMAP. In terms of other milks, if you're looking for a dairy-free milk, so I know that some people have additional dairy intolerances. Also, if you're following a vegan diet, you're going to be looking at plant milks as well. Now, a lot of plant milks are low FODMAP, but Some plant milks are also high FODMAP. So soy is probably the best nutritional replacement for dairy. So if you're someone that's looking for soy milk, then there is a difference between soy milk made from soybeans, which is high FODMAP. Soy milk made from soy protein is low FODMAP. So if you're looking for a soy milk, we've got So Good, the light, the skim, and the regular are low FODMAP and made of soy protein. The LD Inner Goodness is made of soy protein and is low FODMAP. And Coles also have a home brand one that's made of soy protein and is low FODMAP. Now, the easiest way to tell this is to turn your soy milk around, have a look at the ingredients list. You'll see it's usually one of the first two ingredients. It will say soybeans or soy protein in one of those first couple ingredients. You're looking for soy protein, that is low FODMAP. Soybeans are high FODMAP. Almond milk is often another choice. Almond milk doesn't have the protein that soy milk and cow's milk have. So if you're switching to almond milk, it will be a lower protein option. It's also a bit lower in fat as well. So if you're someone who's struggling to gain weight or you've lost a lot of weight, then almond milk may not be the best choice for you because of the low protein and the low fat content. But on the other hand, a lot of almond milks these days are fortified with calcium. So from a calcium point of view, they are going to help you keep your bones strong. And almond milks are generally low FODMAP. Then we've also got things like rice milks, macadamia milks, hemp milks. Those are all low FODMAP as well. The ones you want to be careful of that become high FODMAP, oat milk and coconut milk are only low FODMAP at half a cup. So if you're wanting more than half a cup, then oat milk and coconut milk are not your best choice. Go for one of the other plant milks. So that covers bread and milk. The next thing you're going to do, you're going to stop using onion and garlic in your cooking. Now, if you're buying packaged foods, you're going to have to be checking for onion and garlic and look for ones that do not contain them. That can be a little tricky, but label reading is something that you will become better at, and that's something that we can also help you with as well. But if you're going to, in your cooking, stop using onion and garlic. Now, that doesn't mean your diet needs to be bland. You can replace onion and garlic. Herbs and spices are low FODMAP. So use herbs and spices, paprika, chili, coriander. I'm trying to think of herbs and spices and I'm losing them. They're all low FODMAP. If you're looking at herb and spice mixes, a lot of these do contain onion and garlic, so make sure you check that. I know the Master Foods Portuguese chicken does not contain low FODMAP, so that's an option. Your infused oils, so onion and garlic infused oils. My personal favorite are the Cobram Estate extra virgin olive oils. They make an onion infused, a garlic infused, a chili, a lemon. The lemon is divine. These are all low FODMAP certified. This is because FODMAPs are not oil soluble. FODMAPs are types of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are water soluble, but not oil soluble. Oil and water don't mix. So we can actually put the flavor of onion and garlic into an oil, remove the actual onion and garlic, leave the flavor in the oil, and that is low FODMAP. So those are really great options. The other things that we can look at, the green part of the spring onion, the green part of the leek, chives, these are low FODMAP, so those are a really great way to add flavor to your cooking at home as well. So bread, milk, onion and garlic and flavors. Your fruit and veg, look, these are simple swaps. Go through your Monash app, work out what fruits are high FODMAP and which ones are low FODMAP. So low FODMAP options, your citrus fruits, your bananas, your berries, great low FODMAP fruit options. Obviously, on the low FODMAP diet in the initial phases, at least anyway, you're going to be avoiding things like apples and pears and those high FODMAP ones. Your Monash app is the best place to work out your fruits. The same with vegetables. Cauliflower, mushrooms, they're high FODMAP. Those are ones you'll be avoiding. Broccoli, green beans, carrots, capsicums all have low FODMAP serving sizes. Again, check your Monash app, work out what veggies you can have, which ones you're going to avoid, and just straight swaps there is easy. Finally, look, your sweeteners and your label reading are the last thing. These are things that you will get better at. In terms of sweeteners, plain table sugar is low FODMAP, maple syrup is low FODMAP, rice malt syrup, these are all great low FODMAP options. Honey is high FODMAP, so if you're doing your baking or if you're looking for something to put on your toast, remove the honey, replace it with maple syrup or rice malt syrup. Small amounts of golden syrup, low FODMAP too, so these are good options as well. Label reading, this is something that you will get better at. It's something that you will learn over time. Obviously, your Monash app has got the list of foods that are high FODMAP and lists that are low FODMAP. So using that and going through each food in your label is a good option. If you're struggling with a product, look, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to help you work out if a product is high FODMAP or low FODMAP with the ingredients list. And I'm also happy to help you and give you a bit of guidance. Look, there's a blog on the Everyday Nutrition website all about label reading. It's got a few of the sneaky things listed in that blog that you're going to need to look out for. So if you're looking for some more stuff on label reading, then jump over into that. I'll do another video in the future just on label reading. So it's something that you're not going to get label reading in the first week. It's a learning curve, but the more you do it, the better that you'll get at it. And each day you do it, you'll learn something else about label reading. So that's me. I'm Joanna Baker. I'm dietitian and registered nurse from Everyday Nutrition. I founded the Low FODMAP Australia group, so I also have IBS myself. This is something I'm really passionate about. I know how awful it is to live with IBS, but I also know through pinpointing your triggers how it doesn't have to be that way and how much better life can be as well and how good it can be. So I'm at the point now 99% of the time my gut is really well settled and happy, and that 1% of the time that it's not, 9.5 times out of 10, that's something that I knew when I ate the food that I was going to get a gut upset from it. So I want to help people be in control of their gut instead of your gut being in control of you. And that's really, it's life-changing when you're actually in the driver's seat instead of your gut controlling it. So reach out to me. I'm here. I am happy to do distance consults. Like I said, we have group consults. We have distance consults. I'm here to answer questions, pop them up in the group, and I will see you all another time. Have a great day. Bye.